Καλημέρα σας. Πρώτα απ' όλα πρέπει να σας πω ότι ως έχουν την ευθύνη εξ ονόματος της Ευρώπης της μεταναστευτικής πολιτικής αισθάνομαι σήμερα και συγκινημένος και χαρούμενος. Θέλω να ευχαριστήσω τον κύριο Πρωθυπουργό, τον Πρόεδρο του Ευρωπαϊκού Κοινοβουλίου, τον Προεδρεύοντα του Συμβουλίου, των Υπουργών, τον κύριο Άσελμπον και τον καλό μας φίλο τον κύριο Μουζάλα που όλο αυτόν τον καιρό έχει δώσει τον καλύτερο του αυτό για να φτάσουμε εδώ. Αυτό που ζήσαμε πριν από λίγο, μέσα σε ένα περιβάλλον απλότητας και ανθρωπιάς, όπως αρμόζει σε ένα τέτοιο γεγονός, στέλνει πολλαπλά μηνύματα. Πολύ ορθά αναφέρθηκε πρωτήτερα ο Πρωθυπουργός σε αυτή τη φωτογραφία που βρίσκεται πίσω μας, που δείχνει τελικά τι θέλει από μας ο λαός.
Expect from us. The peoples of Europe expect a collective effort to be exerted in solidarity to deal with this big problem, the big problem that Europe is faced with. All this time, we've worked hard, night and day. All three institutions have worked together. I'm indebted and grateful to the European Parliament and Mr. Schulz in particular. And I also ought to acknowledge Mr. Lassenburn's dedication. In his capacity as acting president of the council, in close cooperation, we managed to achieve these results that we saw today. A while ago, we were in Italy. There, we also experienced a similar event. We just said goodbye to a handful of refugees who went to Sweden. Here we are today, here in Athens, and we are just saying farewell to refugees going to hospitable Luxembourg. Let me reiterate myself that yes, at this point in time, the stamina of the very ideals on the basis of which we build Europe is being tried. I'm referring to notions including, first and foremost, affection and love for our fellow human beings and respect. In this day and age, we're faced with tough circumstances. Unfortunately, there's a worrying phenomenon because there's xenophobia and racism. Such incidents are apparent in Europe. Some countries in Europe appear to opt for bringing back the bad memories of the European past, i.e. barbed wire, fences, and walls. Europe has a clear position. It disagrees with all of that, and Europe is communicating a responsible message of solidarity to all the peoples and the states of Europe. What we saw today here was the end to a journey of death for a small group of refugees who just left for Luxembourg. But this is also, at the same time, the starting point of a journey of optimism and hope. There's a long way to go. This relocation process and program, which we started implementing today, will be faced with various difficulties. From this point on, we have to turn it into a standard practice and process so that gradually the success of this program and project will provide a convincing answer to all questions that are raised, while at the same time having it validate our policies, the policies we've conquered. I'm hopeful that we are going to find allies along the way and supporters, advocates who will be in favor, along with the people of Europe. Of course, we have to work with third countries. We've already started that. There is the Valletta summit. This is very important. It's not just another summit where you have people seated at the same table, leaders, heads of state and government. No, this is a special meeting because we are going to table specific proposals and suggestions, cooperation suggestions. Quite soon I will be visiting Pakistan. We have to do something about our readmission policies as fast as possible. We have to make sure that those who have come here illegally and without documents have to go back. I'm not referring to the refugees or the migrants, but we have to deal with this problem and deal in a way that will always showcase the fundamental values and principles on the basis of which we build our policies. Today is a symbolic day, but it's also essential and crucial. And let me honestly and sincerely express my thanks on behalf of the European Commission. Let me extend my thanks to the European government, which has recently picked up speed to to make sure we reach the end result today. There's a long way to go. We have a lot to do still. What needs to prevail is the value and sense of responsibility and solidarity. We, as European citizens, if you will, are the offspring of either migrants or refugees. And as we were saying with the Prime Minister earlier on, all of us have an aspect of, or if you will, some DNA of refugeeship and migration, because after all, we have relatives and family and friends who've gone through the trials and tribulations that the people who just left for Luxembourg did. So let's look forward to our success. Let me once again publicly reiterate my thanks to the institutions, the Council, the Parliament, the government. Thank you so much for your commitment. Thank you all for being here today, including you, Prime Minister, for the contribution of Greece for that matter, because Greece is communicating a responsible and humanitarian message to the whole of Europe, and I thank you for that.
Καλημέρα σας.
Good morning.